am going to be comparing what I believe are the two best Android smartphones on the market right now, the Google Pixel 2 XL and the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Both are really expensive phones, so I wanted to help you make an informed decision if you happen to be stuck in between the two. I'll be comparing them in 6 different categories that I believe are the most important when deciding between two phones. They are design and specifications, battery, camera, extra features, software and usability, and lastly, price. In the end, I'll have a clear-cut winner. Let's get right into it. Both phones are very similar in size. The Note 8 has the larger screen-to-body ratio at 83.6% compared to the Pixel 2 XL's ratio of 76.4%. Samsung pulls off a 6.3-inch screen on a phone that is 4.6mm taller and even 2mm narrower than the Google's latest flagship. On the other hand, the aluminum body of the Pixel 2 XL feels really nice in the hand, and is not the fingerprint magnet that the Note 8 is, and the Pixel 2 XL is able to utilize dual front-firing speakers. Going into the specs, the Note 8 has a 6.3-inch QHD Plus Super AMOLED display, 6GB of RAM, and runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 chipset, and is IP68 rated water and dust resistant. The Pixel 2 XL has a 6-inch QHD Plus POLED display, 4GB of RAM, also runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 chipset, and is IP67 rated water and dust resistant. Now I will address the elephant in the room, that is the Pixel 2 XL's display. It is true that it is actually impossible to say that it even comes close to the quality of the AMOLED panel found on the Note 8. The display on the Note 8 is, in my opinion, by far the best display found on a smartphone to date. That being said, for anyone that has not heavily used a recent Samsung flagship, you won't be disappointed by the display. Yes, there's a pretty noticeable blue tint when viewing the Pixel 2 XL even at a small angle, but I haven't experienced the major issues that people are noticing in ghosting and screen burn-in. The bottom line is, yes, Samsung makes amazing smartphone screens, but the Pixel 2 XL will serve you just fine in terms of its screen. But still, based on the Note 8's great screen-to-body ratio, along with the 2 extra gigabytes of RAM, the Note 8 takes the win in the design and specifications category. The Note 8 houses a 3300 mAh battery, while the Pixel 2 XL contains a larger 3520 mAh battery. Both charge really fast through their included USB-C fast charging wall plugs. Both will give you many hours of usage from just 15 to 30 minutes of charging. The Note 8 has the added feature of wireless charging, and as the new iPhones support wireless charging will become a lot more prevalent. In the unlikely scenario that you're running low and there's only a wireless charger around, you will be able to charge the Note 8 and not the Pixel 2 XL. But frankly, the battery life on the Note 8 is more than sufficient, and wireless charging is so much slower than cable charging that I only use wireless charging when I'm sitting at my desk, and I set it on the wireless charging stand but use it more as a phone stand. In my daily testing, the Pixel always ended with about 5 to 10% higher battery percentage when I would use them the same amount. So in terms of raw battery life, the Pixel 2 XL lasts longer. Because of this longer battery life, and because wireless charging is still not nearly as fast as cable charging, I say the Pixel 2 XL takes the win in the battery category. I will not spend too much time in this category because I have an in-depth camera comparison of these two devices already. Check that video out to see which camera you liked better, as both have their advantages and disadvantages. The Note 8 has a dual 12-megapixel setup with apertures of f1.7 and f2.4. They can record video at up to 4K at 30 frames per second. Its front camera is 8 megapixels with an aperture of f1.7 and can record video at up to 1440p at 30 frames per second. The Pixel 2 XL has a single 12.2 megapixel lens with an aperture of f1.8. It can also record video at up to 4K at 30 frames per second. Its front camera is 8 megapixels with an aperture of f2.4 and can record video at up to 1080p at 30 frames per second. Personally, the portrait mode and HDR of the Pixel 2 XL are significantly better than those on the Note 8. With the Pixel 2 XL, you'll be taking more front and back camera portrait mode pictures just to show your friends and family how good the camera actually is. With the Pixel 2 XL, you can just take your phone with you on casual trips and events, and not have to bring a dedicated camera because the camera on the phone and its image processing are really that good. That being said, The Note 8 is no slouch when it comes to the camera department. It may not take as pretty portrait mode pictures, but it does have 2x optical zoom, appeared to more accurately represent colors, and recorded better audio in my testing. But based on my personal preferences, and because I mainly use my phone's camera to take pictures of people, I prefer the camera found on the Pixel 2 XL. Google did include some cool extra features to their new flagship. With the Pixel 2 XL, you can have it locally detect the song that is playing around you automatically. You can access the Google Assistant very quickly by squeezing the device. Also, you have dual front-facing speakers that sound great. With the speaker setup, you'll never cover the speakers when trying to watch a video, and you'll get much clearer and louder sound than you'll get out of the Note 8. Samsung, as always, threw a ton of extra features at the Note 8. With the Note 8, you'll be able to secure your phone with both the fingerprint sensor and an iris scanner. It's crazy how now in 2017, a headphone jack is now an extra feature, but yes, the Note 8 has one of those. Also, Samsung Pay will allow you to trick any card reader into thinking that it is a valid debit or credit card. Google will give you unlimited photo and video storage in Google Photos for 3 years, while Samsung includes a microSD card slot on the flagship that can expand your storage up to 256 gigs. The X-Factor extra feature that the Note 8 brings is the S Pen. One day I had forgotten my tablet in my dorm room but was able to take notes just fine on OneNote on the Note 8. The Pixel 2 XL does have some cool features, but when it comes to extra features, the Note 8 has a lot more that can prove to be very useful. So in terms of extra features, the Note 8 wins. In terms of usability, both phones will prove to be great daily drivers. The Google Assistant on the Pixel 2 XL is very fast, especially with the squeeze functionality. You can ask Google questions significantly faster on the Pixel 2 XL. Because of this, I find myself asking more questions when I use the Pixel 2 XL as opposed to when using the Note 8. Samsung's voice assistant Bixby is nice to control everyday things, but can't answer questions that require internet as quickly and accurately as the Google Assistant can. But since the Note 8 is running Android Nougat, you can still access the Google Assistant by saying "OK Google" and by holding down the home button. It just isn't as fast as on the Pixel 2 XL. With the Pixel 2 XL, I'll pick it up first when I need to take a picture because of its great portrait mode. And I'll also pick it up first if I need to show something with audio to a friend because of how good its front speakers are. But in general use, I prefer using the Note 8 in just about every other scenario because the great display makes it perfect for catching up on the news or scrolling through social media. And the S Pen makes it a great tool to go over lecture notes and other PDFs. In terms of software, Samsung has done a surprisingly terrific job with their skin this go around. The Samsung UI looks very clean and is easy to use. It may still open some apps a little slower than the Pixel 2 XL, but the extra RAM makes the Note 8 better at multitasking and opening apps that were already opened. On the other hand, the Pixel 2 XL's stock Android Oreo experience is still unmatched. The little details from the black notification shade when there's a dark background to different colored music banners based on the album artwork make me really satisfied. The Pixel 2 XL will also receive software updates a lot sooner than the Note 8 will. But also, some of these new features that Android Oreo brought to the Pixel 2 XL were already present on the Samsung skin of Android Nougat, like the blue light filter and the always-on display. Overall, each phone has enough pros and cons in the usability and software category that I couldn't choose between the two. So this category will end in a tie, leaving us one more category to call it: price. The Pixel 2 XL is priced $80 less than the Note 8 at $849 versus $929. For some people, they look at the price difference and will give the automatic win to the Pixel 2 XL. However, my winner for price has to be the better value in terms of bang for your buck. Just because one phone is cheaper doesn't mean it's the better deal. The Note 8 has expandable storage that will allow users to inexpensively increase the storage of your phone instantly. Samsung also includes with every Note 8 a pair of Harman Kardon's AKG wired headphones that they claim would retail for $100 if sold separately. Most importantly, Samsung gave every feature that you could ask for in a flagship today. IP68 water and dust resistance, expandable storage, wireless and fast charging, dual cameras with dual optical image stabilization, a phenomenal display, and tons of RAM, none of which are available on the Pixel 2 XL. And to top it all off, the Note 8 has a great built-in productivity tool in the S Pen. So because of how much Samsung packed into their flagship, I would personally give the win of price to the Note 8. Yes, it's more expensive, but Samsung attempted to, and in my opinion succeeded in making it worth it. So in the last category, the Note 8 took the lead and the win. In general, both these phones are phenomenal, and you won't be disappointed with either one. I've had the Pixel 2 XL for about 2 weeks now and I love it. But I'm continually drawn back to the Note 8 because of its functionality, its amazing display, and the S Pen. But some people will hold the camera to a higher regard and will refuse to use anything other than stock Android. Both are perfectly fine reasons, you just have to look at yourself and wonder, what do I want in a smartphone? Personally, I will stick with the Note 8, but even after watching this video, many people will still prefer the Pixel 2 XL. Let me know in the comment section which phone you prefer. And if you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. I'm working on a lot of new content right now, so make sure to click the logo down below to subscribe and have the notification bell clicked to stay up to date on my latest videos. Check the description for links to my social media accounts, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.